He had a deep, resonant voice. He had a deep, resonant voice.
Tenía una voz profunda y resonante.
She had a graceful neck. She had a graceful neck.
Tenía un cuello elegante.
The lungs help us breathe. The lungs help us breathe.
Los pulmones nos ayudan a respirar.
He had broad shoulders. He had broad shoulders.
Tenía hombros anchos.
Her hair flowed like silk. Her hair flowed like silk.
Su cabello flotaba como la seda.
The stomach digests food. The stomach digests food.
El estómago digiere los alimentos.
His feet were weary after a long hike. His feet were weary after a long hike.
Sus pies estaban cansados después de una larga caminata.
Her ankles were adorned with bracelets. Her ankles were adorned with bracelets.
Sus tobillos estaban adornados con pulseras.
The intestines aid in digestion and nutrient absorption. The intestines aid in digestion and nutrient absorption.
Los intestinos ayudan en la digestión y la absorción de nutrientes.
His arms were strong from lifting weights. His arms were strong from lifting weights.
Sus brazos estaban fuertes por levantar pesas.
She stood on her tiptoes to reach the top shelf. She stood on her tiptoes to reach the top shelf.
Se puso de puntillas para llegar al estante superior.
The nose detected various scents. The nose detected various scents.
La nariz detectó varios olores.
His lips quivered with emotion. His lips quivered with emotion.
Sus labios temblaron de emoción.
She had a birthmark on her arm. She had a birthmark on her arm.
Tenía una marca de nacimiento en el brazo.
The muscles allowed him to move. The muscles allowed him to move.
Los músculos le permitían moverse.
The joints allowed for movement. The joints allowed for movement.
Las articulaciones permitían el movimiento.
He flexed his biceps to show off his muscles. He flexed his biceps to show off his muscles.
Flexionó sus bíceps para mostrar sus músculos.
She crossed her legs elegantly. She crossed her legs elegantly.
Cruzó las piernas con elegancia.
The skin tanned in the sun. The skin tanned in the sun.
La piel bronceada al sol.
He tilted his head to the side in curiosity. He tilted his head to the side in curiosity.
Inclinó la cabeza hacia un lado con curiosidad.
She tapped her foot impatiently. She tapped her foot impatiently.
Golpeó su pie con impaciencia.
The spine curved gently. The spine curved gently.
La columna se curvó suavemente.
He covered his ears to block the noise. He covered his ears to block the noise.
Se tapó los oídos para bloquear el ruido.
He held his breath in anticipation. He held his breath in anticipation.
Contuvo la respiración con anticipación.
She twirled a strand of hair around her finger. She twirled a strand of hair around her finger.
Hizo girar un mechón de cabello alrededor de su dedo.
The pulse throbbed in his wrist. The pulse throbbed in his wrist.
El pulso latía en su muñeca.
He raised an eyebrow skeptically. He raised an eyebrow skeptically.
Levantó una ceja con escepticismo.
She cracked her knuckles absent-mindedly. She cracked her knuckles absent-mindedly.
Hizo crujir los nudillos distraídamente.
The skin felt smooth to the touch. The skin felt smooth to the touch.
La piel se sentía suave al tacto.
He pointed with his index finger. He pointed with his index finger.
Señaló con el dedo índice.
The skin bruised easily upon impact. The skin bruised easily upon impact.
La piel se magullaba fácilmente con el impacto.
He shrugged his shoulders nonchalantly. He shrugged his shoulders nonchalantly.
Se encogió de hombros con indiferencia.
She twisted her ankle while running. She twisted her ankle while running.
Se torció el tobillo mientras corría.
The heart rate increased during exercise. The heart rate increased during exercise.
La frecuencia cardíaca aumentó durante el ejercicio.
He pursed his lips in thought. He pursed his lips in thought.
Frunció los labios pensando.
The heartbeat could be felt in the chest. The heartbeat could be felt in the chest.
El latido del corazón se podía sentir en el pecho.
He rested his head on his hand in boredom. He rested his head on his hand in boredom.
Apoyó la cabeza en la mano con aburrimiento.
She blinked her eyes to moisten them. She blinked her eyes to moisten them.
Parpadeó para humedecerlos.
The skin's elasticity decreased with age. The skin's elasticity decreased with age.
La elasticidad de la piel disminuyó con la edad.
He rubbed his hands together in anticipation. He rubbed his hands together in anticipation.
Se frotó las manos con anticipación.
She raised her hand to ask a question. She raised her hand to ask a question.
Levantó la mano para hacer una pregunta.
The body's systems worked in harmony to sustain life. The body's systems worked in harmony to sustain life.
Los sistemas del cuerpo trabajaban en armonía para sostener la vida.
The eyes are windows to the soul. The eyes are windows to the soul.
Los ojos son las ventanas del alma.
He had a strong jawline. He had a strong jawline.
Tenía una mandíbula fuerte.
Her smile lit up the room. Her smile lit up the room.
Su sonrisa iluminó la habitación.
The heart pumps blood throughout the body. The heart pumps blood throughout the body.
El corazón bombea sangre por todo el cuerpo.
His fingers danced across the piano keys. His fingers danced across the piano keys.
Sus dedos bailaban sobre las teclas del piano.
She had a scar on her cheek from a childhood accident. She had a scar on her cheek from a childhood accident.
Tenía una cicatriz en la mejilla de un accidente de la infancia.
The brain is the command center of the body. The brain is the command center of the body.
El cerebro es el centro de mando del cuerpo.
He massaged his temples to relieve stress. He massaged his temples to relieve stress.
Se masajeó las sienes para aliviar el estrés.
She wore a bracelet around her wrist. She wore a bracelet around her wrist.
Llevaba un brazalete alrededor de su muñeca.
The ears captured sounds from the environment. The ears captured sounds from the environment.
Los oídos captaban sonidos del entorno.
He hugged her tightly with his arms. He hugged her tightly with his arms.
Él la abrazó fuertemente con sus brazos.
She balanced on one foot in yoga. She balanced on one foot in yoga.
Se balanceaba sobre un pie en yoga.
The tongue helped taste and swallow food. The tongue helped taste and swallow food.
La lengua ayudaba a saborear y tragar la comida.
His hands were calloused from hard work. His hands were calloused from hard work.
Sus manos estaban encallecidas por el trabajo duro.
She tapped her fingers rhythmically on the table. She tapped her fingers rhythmically on the table.
Golpeó rítmicamente con los dedos sobre la mesa.
The teeth chewed and tore food. The teeth chewed and tore food.
Los dientes masticaban y desgarraban la comida.
She had a freckle on her nose. She had a freckle on her nose.
Tenía una peca en la nariz.
The spine provides structural support. The spine provides structural support.
La columna proporciona soporte estructural.
He clenched his fists in frustration. He clenched his fists in frustration.
Apretó los puños con frustración.
Her laughter was infectious. Her laughter was infectious.
Su risa era contagiosa.
The skin is the body's largest organ. The skin is the body's largest organ.
La piel es el órgano más grande del cuerpo.
He had a stubble on his chin. He had a stubble on his chin.
Tenía una barba incipiente en la barbilla.
She raised her chin with confidence. She raised her chin with confidence.
Ella levantó la barbilla con confianza.
The heartbeat was steady and strong. The heartbeat was steady and strong.
El latido del corazón era constante y fuerte.
He massaged his sore neck. He massaged his sore neck.
Se masajeó el cuello dolorido.
She bent at the waist to touch her toes. She bent at the waist to touch her toes.
Se dobló por la cintura para tocarse los dedos de los pies.
The skin had a healthy glow. The skin had a healthy glow.
La piel tenía un brillo saludable.
He had a twitch in his eye from stress. He had a twitch in his eye from stress.
Tenía un tic en el ojo por el estrés.
She furrowed her brow in concentration. She furrowed her brow in concentration.
Ella frunció el ceño en concentración.
The bones formed the body's framework. The bones formed the body's framework.
Los huesos formaban la estructura del cuerpo.
She had a slender waist. She had a slender waist.
Tenía una cintura delgada.
The liver detoxifies the body. The liver detoxifies the body.
El hígado desintoxica el cuerpo.
His eyebrows furrowed in concentration. His eyebrows furrowed in concentration.
Sus cejas se fruncieron en concentración.
She had a dimple on her cheek. She had a dimple on her cheek.
Tenía un hoyuelo en la mejilla.
The kidneys filter waste from the blood. The kidneys filter waste from the blood.
Los riñones filtran los desechos de la sangre.
He scratched his head, puzzled. He scratched his head, puzzled.
Se rascó la cabeza, desconcertado.
The skin could feel the warmth of the sun. The skin could feel the warmth of the sun.
La piel podía sentir el calor del sol.
He clenched his jaw in anger. He clenched his jaw in anger.
Apretó la mandíbula con ira.
She crossed her arms defensively. She crossed her arms defensively.
Se cruzó de brazos a la defensiva.
The blood vessels carried nutrients and oxygen. The blood vessels carried nutrients and oxygen.
Los vasos sanguíneos transportaban nutrientes y oxígeno.
He scratched an itch on his back. He scratched an itch on his back.
Se rascó un picor en la espalda.
She fluttered her eyelashes flirtatiously. She fluttered her eyelashes flirtatiously.
Ella agitó sus pestañas con coquetería.
The skin broke out in a rash due to allergies. The skin broke out in a rash due to allergies.
La piel estalló en una erupción debido a las alergias.
He shook his head to clear his thoughts. He shook his head to clear his thoughts.
Sacudió la cabeza para aclarar sus pensamientos.
She tapped her fingernails on the table. She tapped her fingernails on the table.
Golpeó las uñas sobre la mesa.
He had a scar on his knee from a childhood fall. He had a scar on his knee from a childhood fall.
Tenía una cicatriz en la rodilla de una caída infantil.
She wiggled her toes in the sand. She wiggled her toes in the sand.
Movió los dedos de los pies en la arena.
The backbone provided stability. The backbone provided stability.
La columna vertebral proporcionó estabilidad.
She blushed, her cheeks turning pink. She blushed, her cheeks turning pink.
Ella se sonrojó, sus mejillas se sonrojaron.
The spine was aligned and straight. The spine was aligned and straight.
La columna estaba alineada y recta.
He closed his eyes to relax. He closed his eyes to relax.
Cerró los ojos para relajarse.
She took a deep breath to calm down. She took a deep breath to calm down.
Ella respiró hondo para calmarse.
The pulse quickened in excitement. The pulse quickened in excitement.
El pulso se aceleró por la emoción.
He scratched his beard thoughtfully. He scratched his beard thoughtfully.
Se rascó la barba pensativamente.
She shook her head in disbelief. She shook her head in disbelief.
Ella sacudió su cabeza en incredulidad.
He rolled his shoulders to relieve tension. He rolled his shoulders to relieve tension.
Movió los hombros para aliviar la tensión.
She gestured with her hands as she spoke. She gestured with her hands as she spoke.
Hizo un gesto con las manos mientras hablaba.
She stomped her foot in frustration. She stomped her foot in frustration.
Ella pisoteó su pie en frustración.